Welcome to this edition of Supervisor Spotlight. My name is Angie Carpenter, Supervisor of the town of Islip, and I'm absolutely delighted today to have with us in our studio here in Town Hall, Dr. Ed Bonahue, who is the president of Suffolk County Community College. Dr. Bonahue, Ed, welcome.
Thank you, Angie. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me and for this opportunity to talk about the work that we're doing at Suffolk.
And the college we all love.
And the college that we all love, and you have done so much for.
Well, you know, I don't know about that, but I am so proud that we have one of the fastest growing campuses of the college, the Brentwood campus, the Michael G. Grant campus, in the town of Islip, in the wonderful hamlet of Brentwood, and it is doing so well there.
It is. It is. Although the demographics of Long Island are a little bit flat, the Brentwood campus is our fastest growing campus, and so we're delighted that with the growth that we're getting from the public schools, and we're delighted that people are finding their way to Suffolk.
And if I'm not mistaken, isn't the enrollment up a tad this year? Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So,
and it had been off, which didn't make sense to me.
You know,
but
during COVID, all community colleges everywhere in the country experienced a decline because our families are hit hard. But in the last 2 years, we have not only arrested that decline, but this semester we set ourselves a goal of being up 2% in enrollment, and we've achieved that goal.
Oh, that's awesome.
We still have some of our high school dual enrollment coming in, but that's one of the great things about Suffolk, is that we have students getting involved at Suffolk Community College through high school programs, through English language programs, through our traditional degree programs, through continuing and workforce education. So we're just proud that we have a complete profile of programs that are designed to serve the entire community.
You know, way back when I was in the legislature, I remember very vividly the woman who was the superintendent of schools in the Bay Shore School District, Dr. Evelyn Holman, who was a dynamo. She came from Maryland, and she was there in the district 18 years, and very progressive and very hands-on. And one time she called me and said, you know, I go to all the classrooms of the juniors and seniors to ask, you know, what their plans are for the next year, where they're going to college. And she said it just astounded her that so many of them did not have college, you know, in their plans at all. And, you know, it bothered her. And I said, well, you know something, Evelyn? I said, that's something I think the community college can do something about. So we had a meeting, and obviously this was prior to your tenure, but we had a meeting with the principal of Bay Shore High School, the superintendent, Dr. Holman, the curriculum person, and at the time, Sala Lima was the president of the Brentwood campus, and we went over there and we had a meeting. I said, no, I want the meeting over on the campus. So we went and we met in the conference room that is on the second floor of the Sacticos building.
Right.
And then we went over to the Health and Wellness building. And what astounded me at the time, the gentleman who has since retired, but when he's walking the halls, he's like, wow, you know, like, this is really a beautiful campus. I had no idea. And, you know, I often thought about that, you know, and we did develop that freshman seminar program, and the school district made the commitment to sending the kids over to the campus. So they came over to the campus, and they too got the experience of what it was like to be on a college campus. Because truly, all of the campuses in the system here in Suffolk County are beautiful. You know, the Riverhead campus, the gateway to the Hamptons, it's absolutely gorgeous there. The Ammerman campus with its hills and many, you know, old buildings. And certainly the Brentwood campus. And I don't remember, I think it was like 38 students had signed up, and 36 or 37 of them actually signed up to go to Suffolk County Community College from that program.
That's wonderful.
And it grew to a few other districts, and the last time I checked, I think they still have that program going.
We do. We have a lot of students who come in. We have two kinds of high school programs. One is for students who want to take classes while they're still in high school. It's called the Beacon program. It's a New York statewide program. But for some students who are really ready for that collegiate experience, sometimes school districts sponsor a group of students to come to the college and take their classes sometimes at the beginning of the day, sometimes at the end of the day. And it's interesting because you mentioned the great partnership that we have with Bayshore and Brentwood, and of course they are two important partners for the Michael J. Grant campus. This year, we have a new cohort of students from Brentwood High School who are now coming to the college to take classes in the air conditioning program before they've even finished high school. So these are students who are trying to accelerate their entry into college, get a sense for what it's like to be on a college campus. At the same time, they're getting an introduction to a trade and the idea that, look, college is for everyone. And so to your earlier point, you know, sometimes if a student doesn't have plans after high school, when our counselors visit the high schools, when I have a chance to get in front of parents, my message is always the same: college is for everyone. And even though some families are a little bit, community college, you know, it's different, community college is something else, my response is always, it's college.
Yeah.
Community college is college. And the accounting and calculus and chemistry, it's not like it's any easier because you're taking it at a community college. In fact, your chances for success are a lot higher at a community college because you're taking it with a faculty member committed to teaching, somebody who is committed their life to being in the classroom with you and to helping you do better. And so, again, our message is that college is for everyone.
You know, I was at a program many years ago, and a young woman was the keynote speaker who had been a single mom. She was on welfare and went back to school. And she wound up graduating with honors, wound up working for one of the big accounting firms in Manhattan, and she came back to speak at the campus. And the point that she made was that when I went on to another school after I finished with Suffolk County Community, first of all, after her 2 years, she had an associate's degree. And a lot of times kids will go to a college, not a community college, spend 2 years and have nothing. Now you've got your associate's degree. And she said, I had to take a course, and I can't remember the school that she went to, but she said it was a lecture hall with hundreds of students in it. But when I was in the class at Suffolk County Community College, it was with 28, 30 students, with a professor that really cared.
Knew my name.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly. So it certainly is a different environment. And I like to say to people all the time, you know, go those first 2 years to Suffolk County Community College. First of all, you'll save a fortune. You will get an education in a very nurturing environment. More times than not, if you're really that dedicated, you'll come out with an honors degree. Can go to any college after that. And if you graduate from Harvard, I don't care where you graduate, no one is going to say to you, oh yeah, you have a Harvard degree, but where did you go the first 2 years? It never comes up.
Of course not.
You know,
of course not.
But I think
and you know what? Suffolk starts more students on their bachelor's degrees than any other college in New York, right? So just because of our size, we transfer students to Stony Brook, to Binghamton, to Geneseo, all throughout the SUNY system. And if you looked at the number of students who graduate with a bachelor's degree from the SUNY system, so many of those get their start at Suffolk. We're so proud of that.
I think everyone can see that we're very enthusiastic about Suffolk County Community College, and we will be back in a few moments to speak more with Dr. Bonahue about the wonderful merits of Suffolk County Community College. Hi, this is your Islip Town Supervisor, Angie Carpenter. This September 30th and October 1st, please join us at the Islip Grange in Sayville for the Town of Islip Civil War Weekend. Witness Civil War camp life, drills and firing demonstrations, battle tactics, artillery drills, and field hospital visits. Attend a Civil War field church service and learn about the Town of Islip's contribution to the war effort. Don't forget to ask about Civil War sites and burial places. Prepare to be transported back in time to an era of sacrifice, courage, and resilience. So step back in time and be a part of history. This will be an extraordinary opportunity to witness the Civil War come alive. And remember, admission is free. Hope to see you there. So welcome back to Supervisor Spotlight, and I'm here today with Dr. Ed Bonahue, who is the president of Suffolk County Community College. And Ed, how long have you been there now?
I'm in my third year at Suffolk.
Third year, wow,
Yes.
that went fast.
It did go fast.
That really went fast.
But it's great to be back on Long Island. I grew up here in Suffolk County. My parents were teachers here in Suffolk County, and so it's great to be back also in education in Suffolk County.
Well, you know, in the interest of full disclosure, I was on the search committee for the college president, and it's not the first time I've done that, but I know how important it is for someone who is at the head of the college to understand the uniqueness of what Suffolk County is all about and its residents. And the fact that you had your roots here was very important, but then again, that you were down in Florida, heading up a college there, and brought that experience to other parts of the country and how they do things there and best practices there that can be translated
Absolutely.
to here has really been a boom, really.
Well, thank you. It's an honor to be back in Suffolk County. We're so lucky in Suffolk County to have a real commitment to education. We support our teachers in the schools. We're supporting our teachers in the college. We're also lucky to have a really high standard of living in Suffolk County.
We do.
At the same time, you know, the cost of higher education has gone up so much. And one of the things I always like to share with families is that Suffolk has the lowest cost tuition of any college or university on Long Island. Lower than any community college, lower than any private, lower than Stony Brook, lower than our friends at any of the SUNY campuses.
But having that low cost does not translate to a diminished quality.
Of course not. Of course not.
Because the quality of education that comes out of Suffolk is really unparalleled.
It's a commitment to affordability and to service. The quality of our faculty is undisputed. Our faculty have PhDs. They are teaching at Suffolk. Sometimes they're teaching at other universities at the same time.
You'll get a professor that's, you know, teaches at Suffolk, but may also be teaching at Stony Brook or Hofstra or any of the other schools around.
Absolutely,
That's for sure. You know, I remember when I was in the legislature, and the legislature plays a really important role for the community college. The legislature oversees the college budget and makes the final decision. They propose a budget to the county because the county is the sponsor for the community college, and ideally the formula was supposed to be 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 tuition, 1/3 sponsor share, and 1/3 from the state. But in years past, that formula has not been adhered to, unfortunately, and the students are bearing more of the brunt than they should be. But the state has certainly diminished their share over the years.
They have.
That's really, really unfortunate.
We're very lucky that Suffolk County has been tremendous supporters of the college. And this year, they gave us an additional 2% in terms of our additional resources that we can use to serve the community.
That is an investment on the part of Suffolk County tax dollars.
It is.
And you know, anybody looking at their tax bill will see that the general fund for the county, as it is for the town, you know, pales in comparison to other, you know, areas of your tax bill, whether it's the fire district, the library district, the police district, all of them. You know, the general fund of the town and the college are like,
again,
with the town it's about 5%.
But again, we've kept the focus on affordability.
Absolutely.
We've kept the focus on delivering value for families. We have, in addition to our traditional arts and sciences program, which is the first 2 years of university education, we also work hand in hand with every kind of employer in Suffolk County. So whether it's the hospitals, whether it's that we're training nurses or training folks to work in public safety or in criminal justice or in careers in IT and cybersecurity, or it's in air conditioning and welding. We feel like we add so much to the economy of Suffolk County because we are training the next generation of technicians and professionals across the economic sectors.
And the thing that I like is that when there is a need that's been articulated, it's the college you can go to and say help. And when you talked about the nursing program, again, back a number of years ago, and it's still the case that there is a nursing shortage.
There is.
Reached out to the college, and it turned out that they needed clinical time. And we partnered at the time with Good Samaritan Hospital, and
Yes.
they offered up the clinical space, and we're able to offer more slots, and the college added the nursing program in Sayville.
Oh, great.
In what had been
I didn't know this.
what had been and then again Salo Lima was there at the time.
Gotcha.
What had been a vacant junior high building, I think, in Sayville. And the thing that I will never forget is being told, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's still not the same, that the student that went through the 2-year nursing program at Suffolk County Community College scored higher in passing rates on the state nursing boards than a student that went through a 4-year program.
That is often the case. That is often the case.
Yeah, because they're really focused, you know.
Absolutely. Well, you know, from the standpoint of what the hospitals are looking for, we also have the added benefit that students who come to and get their nursing degree at Suffolk are likely to be from Suffolk. And so when they go out and they do their clinicals, and they may do clinicals at Stony Brook or at a Northwell hospital or a Catholic hospital or any of our partners, they get the chance to see what it's like to be on the floor. They get hands-on experience, and the hospitals have the benefit of knowing, oh yeah, this is a person who's committed to being here. This is a person who's going to be committed to Suffolk County.
And very often, even before they get out of there, they've already gotten their position lined up. Their future has already been cemented for them.
Often the case.
It's great to see. It really is.
There is a nursing shortage. We're actually looking at expanding our nursing program.
Terrific.
We have cohorts of the RN program at the Brentwood campus and at the Ammerman campus in Selden. We're looking at adding to our capacity to create an evening program so that we can put more students into nursing scrubs, get more students out into the hospitals.
And you're going to, with a nursing program in the evening, you're going to get, you know, potential students that may work in a medical environment.
Absolutely.
Who see that as a career choice for them but can't leave the job, you know, to go to school.
Absolutely.
So it makes all the sense in the world.
And we have tried to be more conscious, and I do think this is something that I've tried to emphasize in the time that I've been at Suffolk, is that, of course, so many of our students are they're traditional students. They're 18 to 24, and they are coming out of high school, and have their whole lives ahead of them. At the same time, we know that we have a tremendous opportunity to serve non-traditional students, and these could be students who are career changers. These could be students who simply didn't have opportunity to attend college when they were younger. We serve more veterans coming out of military service than any other community college in the state, actually any other college or university in the state. And so a non-traditional student who comes to us, we really have to understand that they have a sense of urgency, and we have to match that sense of urgency. Sometimes they're looking for a traditional college experience. Sometimes they need a job quickly, and these are areas where, again, we've tried to add shorter term certificates, 6 months or less, that can help students get out into you can be an EMT in 6 months or less. You can work as a medical assistant in 6 months or less. You can work in a variety of different areas. And so they're not...
Hold that thought.
Got it?
Hold that thought, because I got that signal.
Okay.
And we will be back in a moment with Dr. Bonahue and more about what opportunities are there at Suffolk County Community College. Hi, this is your Islip Town Supervisor, Angie Carpenter. This September 30th and October 1st, please join us at the Islip Grange in Sayville for the Town of Islip Civil War Weekend. Witness Civil War camp life, drills and firing demonstrations, battle tactics, artillery drills, and field hospital visits. Attend a Civil War field church service and learn about the Town of Islip's contribution to the war effort. Don't forget to ask about Civil War sites and burial places. Prepare to be transported back in time to an era of sacrifice, courage, and resilience. So step back in time and be a part of history. This will be an extraordinary opportunity to witness the Civil War come alive. And remember, admission is free. Hope to see you there. This is Angie Carpenter, Town of Islip Supervisor, and we're back with this edition of Supervisor Spotlight. And today we have with us Dr. Ed Bonahue, who is the president of Suffolk County Community College. And you have, like, you said it's almost 3 years, and you have, like, really thrown yourself into being back in Suffolk.
Right.
And I don't think in all of the years that I've been involved, and it is many, many years, and when I was in the legislature, chaired the education committee, I have never seen a college president from Suffolk be as engaged in the community and willing to go out there to the community. And that's so important. It really, really is important to put that face on the college, to be welcoming and let people know of the wonderful opportunities they are at Suffolk.
The college is here to serve. When Catholic hospitals came to us and said, look, we can't find the medical assistants that we need to be on the front lines of patient care and patient reception, we said, well, let us start a medical assistant program. We did. We're now in our 4th cohort of our medical assisting program.
That's great. That's great.
The hospitals have come to us and said, we don't have enough technologists to support our operating rooms, are the places where we do all the different kinds of surgery. So we said, okay, we're going to start a surgical technology program. So we've now been approved by SUNY for a new 2-year degree in surgical technology. It'll serve all of our hospital partners. It'll put our students into those operating rooms, and again, they'll be going to be qualified to support every kind of surgery that our hospitals do.
And when someone like the town of Islip reaches out to the community college and says, we in the town have the largest Hispanic population outside the city of New York.
Yes.
And I really would like to give the opportunity to our employees who are willing to do so, to give up their time on their own time to learn to speak Spanish. So we are starting a program next week, as a matter of fact, where the professors from the college are coming here to teach our students Spanish.
That was a great idea that you had, and we will do that for any employer, any municipality. In this case, it was customized training that we could bring to employees, or in this case, volunteers, just to help them with conversational Spanish.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because I've signed up.
Oh, great.
And we have a waiting list. And we have a waiting list.
Oh, fantastic.
You know, some of the non-traditional programs that are at the college have been there for years, and one of the first, and again, this is going back at least 30 years ago, I can remember touring the automotive technology program at the Selden campus, and even then, the electronics and the technology that was going on in the automotive industry and being taught at Suffolk Community College, and many other programs since have been developed like that.
Right. So automotive is another flagship program for us. We set a new enrollment record this year in automotive technology. We have over 250 students now enrolled. And as you know, we are expanding the automotive program to a second location. So we have historically had it in Selden at the Ammerman campus, but this year we are going through the design process to add an automotive technology program in Brentwood, here in the town of Islip,
Good to hear.
at the Michael J. Grant campus.
That's great.
And that building is probably a couple years away, but we're now going through that design program. Again, we're delighted to have the support of our partners in the legislature who see that need. They know that it leads to good jobs, good middle-class jobs. And here on Long Island, we're commuters. We live in our cars, and so it's obviously a need for our community.
And then I know that you're working very closely with the unions too, Manny Archant and that whole group there, the wind technology.
Yes.
You guys stepped up on that one too.
Absolutely. So, you know, the wind energy is offshore wind. We can see it happening a little bit already. It really may change the way that we generate and transmit energy across Long Island. We don't want people to be thrown out of work. And so we are collaborating with the AFL-CIO and with the Building Trades Council to support continuing education for for folks who are already on the job. And again, if the way that you previously worked was in a fossil fuel power plant, our job now is to introduce you to renewables, what it's like to work on a wind turbine, what it's like to work at a height and at elevation. And we're also starting a new program with IBEW. IBEW, we've been approached by LIPA and PSEG. They are also in need of folks to be transmission line workers and transmission workers. And so we always want to partner with labor when we can, absolutely.
But, I mean, just listening to all of this, it really shows how willing you are. You know, coming through COVID, one of the words or phrases that seemed to be overused was pivoting. We learned to pivot, you know, in what we were doing. And you guys have taken it to an art, because you see the need and you shift and move and address it and fulfill it. That
is absolutely our goal. And it's funny that you say that, because we learned things during COVID.
We did.
We learned things during COVID. We prior to COVID, maybe only 5 or 10% of our classes and services were online. And really, you know, during this emergency, we had to put everything online, right? This semester, for the first time since 2020, 75% of our classes are back on campus.
Oh, that's good to hear.
So we know we can really engage students when they're back on campus. For students who need access, students who need flexibility through online or distance education, yes, of course, we're going to maintain some of that. We learned that during COVID, but fortunately, we got a lot of students who want that traditional experience, and so the campus is hopping these last couple of weeks as students have come back, which is great to see.
No, it really is very exciting, and that the whole socialization aspect of what happens at the college, even on a level of a community college, is, I think, very essential. The relationships that are developed, you know, student to student, student to professor, those are carried through life.
You know, I sometimes say we learn as much outside the classroom as we did inside the classroom.
Yeah.
We learn about finding our way and navigating what this experience is going to be. We find out what it's like to be in a diverse community. We find out how we're going to have to stick up for ourselves and, you know, go find my own way to the right office. So all of that socialization piece is definitely part of the college experience.
You know, you said something when we started earlier, and I really want to make sure we focus on it. The quality of education that comes out of Suffolk Community College is really unparalleled. The honors program.
Yes.
Those that graduate with honors, those that are in Phi Theta Kappa, to me, that is really, really so noteworthy.
We have a new commercial, and I'm going to try to get it to you so that you can show it here in this.
Hopefully we'll be showing it.
One of our new commercials talks about how students started at Suffolk and they've transferred to Yale, Stony Brook, University of Miami, many selective universities.
Well,
so we're so proud that students get their start with us. And yes, look at the number of nurses we send to our hospitals. Look at the number of professionals we send to every sector of the economy.
So, having heard that, I want to make sure that everyone who has anything to do with Suffolk Community College, and I am an alumnus of Suffolk County Community College, does not forget the foundation, does not forget where they got their start at Suffolk, is always supportive of Suffolk County Community College and encouraging others to do so. Dr. Bonahue, Ed, thank you so much for being here today. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for your dedication to the wonderful institution we all love.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for joining us. See you next time.